Okay, everyone, it is time for the annual garden tour. And first of all, I have just affixed this to my front door so that, if any passing neighbors are curious about the variety of bees in my gardens, they can identify them. My big excitement right now is, if you see, I've talked about leafcutter bees before, about how they leave those perfect holes in rose leaves, and that does not damage the roses, and it's a great sign of biodiversity in your yard. So do not spray those roses. You see these leafcutter bees here, represented on this poster. Well, this is exciting news. Oh, I almost ran into one. This is my bee block, and the plugs in these blocks are from leafcutter bees. They are native bees and they are solitary bees, which means that they don't live. Oh, there's one peeking at us. I don't want to get too close. I'll just do a close up. Can I do a close up? Let's see. Where did she go? Where did she go? Anyway, let's see if she peeks out at us again. They chew up the leaves from the roses, and then they go into these little holes I provided for them. If she is in there, you just can't see her very well. And lay an egg, stuff in a pack of leaves, lay another egg, stuff in another pack of leaves, and so on, until the leaves reach all the way out to the outside here. And then when the babies hatch and they're in their larval stage, they eat through those leaves and fully develop into fully formed bees, and then they fly right out of those holes and continue on the whole bee life cycle. So it's very exciting to see. Oh, there's one. Oh, they don't like it that I'm right here right now. They are telling me they would like me to leave, and then I am intruding. So I'm going to do that, but ton of leafcutter bees in there right now. So that's great news. Now, the gardens. Oh, some people like to have a very sterile carpet of green grass in their front yards. I, on the other hand, specifically bought this house in a non-HOA neighborhood so that nobody could tell me that I had to have a barren wasteland of nothing but grass. And instead, I have raised bed gardens, and I do plan to eventually replace more of the yard with gardens. This is my annual clover heart that I provide for the bees, because pollinators absolutely love clover, and if you get rid of all your clover, then they're not getting the pollen and nectar out of those. So you can come see. It's a little darker now. They like to be out here when it's really warm, but I do see the neat thing about clover, and you're not going to be able to see it unless I'm really lucky, is that the bees in clover are frequently microscopic. They are tiny. Oh, there. See that tiny little thing on there? It could very well be a bee. I can't see it, frankly, because I don't want to get any closer, but the little teeny gnat-like things could be bees too. Bees come in all sizes and colors. There are jet black bees. There are bottle green bees that look like little robot bees. So there's our clover patch, and rest assured, this area is very popular with all kinds of bees, including itty-bitty teeny ones. So over here it looks like a huge overgrown jungle, but there's method to this madness. These really cool mid-century modern looking designs, that's dill. I always let my herbs go to flower, because herb flowers are a particular favorite of our pollinators. Plus, they actually flavor the honey that honeybees make. Honeybees are a European import, and so a lot of European plants require honeybees to pollinate them. So down here, we have somebody very tiny. It almost looks like that's a mosquito. And I want to say, and I don't want to be incorrect, but I want to say that mosquitoes actually pollinate as well, kind of unintentionally. This is chocolate mint down here, and this stuff has gone crazy. It had taken over this entire herb bed last year, so I pulled it all out. And as you can see, it is resilient, and it's still all over the place. So I've been taking this chocolate mint and putting it in a chopper, and then I put it in a tea bell, and I put it in a big pitcher of water in my fridge, and I always have iced chocolate mint tea water to drink on these hot summer days. The little daisy looking things, that's chamomile. Let's see, what else do we have over here? Flax. The last vestiges of the blue flax flowers are here, and then we've got our flax seeds. There's some flowering, oh my gosh, cilantro, which I absolutely love, but I know some of you out there think tastes like soap. I beg to differ, but I don't have that weird palate issue, so I love cilantro. And as you can see, that chocolate mint is creeping back in here, so I'll pull it out and make ice water with it. Over here, sage, lemon balm, some daisies. I might have two kinds of sage because the flowers look different on those two. Yeah, I do believe I have two different varieties of sage. Interesting. So they'll flower at different times. They are a particular favorite with bumblebees. And I'm seeing that, oh, there's a bumblebee. There's a bumblebee right in here. Let's see if I can get him. Hi, Humble Bumble. There he is. Or she. Tipping right into those sage flowers. Hi, Humble Bumble. You beautiful fuzzy creature. Enjoy. And the longer you hold still in my gardens, the more diverse fuzzing, buzzing little insects you'll see. So sometimes I just come out here for an hour. Oop, there's another Humble Bumble. And just watch the bees. And now that I have my poster up, I can identify. Now this bee is a little bit older. You can tell because the fuzz is wearing off. Really fuzzy bees are young bees. Bees with bald patches are probably nearing the end of their own life cycle. So this is an elder. Okay, so moving around, this was an attempt at potatoes. Did not work out, they all died. But I have some sort of really interesting thing growing out of there that I'm leaving because it looks like it's gonna have flowers, and flowers equal pollen. Oh my goodness. This is, I wanna say this is my feverfew, and it is covered in bees. This could be minor bees, mason bees, leafcutter bees. Yeah, this is crazy popular up in here. Holy cow, it's a frenzy. Okay, note to self, plant more of this. Here are some volunteer tomatoes from the tomatoes that went to seed last year coming in. This is feverfew, and feverfew is about to flower. This is some sort of wildflower that I planted that is bee friendly, and I can't remember what it is. It's a little bit like baby artichokes. This is winter savory, and there's a bee on winter savory. There are a lot of bees on winter savory. So I'm not gonna stop and look at every single bee, but I am gonna recommend that if you do have herbs, don't pull them. Leave them for the bees. They will love those flowers, and the honey will be delicious for any of the honeybees that get in there. This is pretty overgrown over here. This is oregano, and it is much like chocolate mint. There is no stopping it once it gets started. And I have to keep pulling it, and you cannot make oregano water. I tried. It was disgusting. Over here we have some basil. And the basil is pretty much done flowering, but still delicious even after it flowers. Some things you don't want to eat after they flower. This is great. I have some sort of melon. I can't remember what I planted here. But these little yellow blooms are going to turn into either watermelons or cantaloupes. And lots of accidental grass, and then my wee baby corn. And this one, for some reason, is growing faster than all of the other ones, but I've already got a couple ears coming in. These purple flowers, this is all echinacea, and otherwise known as cone flowers. These are super attractive to butterflies, and so there are days where I have swallowtails just covering these flowers. Oh, I'm not lying to you. Let's see if I can get over there without scaring it away. Look. Look, you guys. Look at this beauty. Oh my goodness. Hi, gorgeous. Oh. Welcome to the gardens, you beautiful thing. Oh my gosh, I've already been filming for 10 minutes. I gotta hustle through here, but they love the pollen on here. There's a bumblebee right over here. Where'd you go, Bumble? Right back there. Some light on him. But I want to go back and visit the butterfly because we have a lot of bumbles, but right now we only have one butterfly holding it out in the garden for the moment. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so what else do we have going on here? I am attempting artichokes. So that's what this spikety thing is. No signs of an artichoke flower yet, but I have high hopes. I tried these in the past and I planted them in these shorter beds, and it turns out they have to have at least 24 inches for their root system. So this homemade, personally designed by Pazour, tall raised bed has that 24 inches of soil. The whole thing is filled with soil. That plant something and watch it grow sign is a gift from a parent who knows how much I love gardens and bees. These are oh my gosh. So strawberries, I love strawberries, and strawberries love my gardens. And so the strawberries are supposed to be in here, and they are, but they are now also filling the path, and I just cannot convince myself to pull them. So I need to come through and harvest. Maybe you should watch me take this one and eat it. Let's see. It's gonna go in my mouth. Focus. Don't you wish you had that strawberry? For me. Oh. So, more dill. The herbs go all over the place. I did an attempt at a little squash kind of thing, and all the leaves fell off, but these are the new growth, so maybe we'll get some squash. Over here, excitingly enough, we have some cucumber action already. Yay! Probably about time to pull these out to make room for some more. So the cucumbers are my first vegetables that are coming in. Oh, bye butterfly. A lot more flowers for the pollinators. This is specifically for bees, not edible. This is lemon balm, and it also goes crazy. It has such pretty little seeds, and guess who loves the seeds? Birds. So you get lots of birds in the gardens too. This, I didn't put any food in this one. This is purely for pollinators. So let's see, have they gone home for the oh no, there's the bee right there. Yeah, I love watching all the bees in my gardens. It's really cute to see bumblebees trying to shove their little patoots into these, but lots of bees like to go inside of here, harvest. There's a tiny little black bee flying around that I can't quite get. I don't know if you're seeing that, but there's a little bitty black bee, which I'm gonna have to go look at my identification chart. And then this plant here, I'm pretty sure got seeded from last year's foxglove. So I'm looking forward to having some beautiful foxglove flowers coming in. This used to be filled with daisies, and something went awry, and now there are fewer daisies. And the one that is here is tipping over. This is a butterfly plant, and it's not as big as it was last year. It needs a little help. This stuff that I forgot what it's called, but my parents always had it, and I never knew it flowered. I don't think theirs ever flowered, but mine is, and it is quite popular with the bees. I just chased one away. Oh, there they are. There they are. Hi. Hi, you like that pollen and nectar? Some tomatoes I did intentionally plant, which are actually less mature than the ones that volunteered. Peppers. Lots of peppers on the other side as well. This over here, I can't remember what this is, but I planted it for pollinators, and it's about to bloom, so I'm looking forward to that. Some volunteer snapdragons. I did not put these in here. They just showed up, and they are welcome to be here. Little note, look at snapdragons after they lose their flowers. Their little seed pods look like skulls. Tomato, not close to ripe, but it's there. Another little tomato. This corn is, I don't think I have any babies over here. This corn's still coming along. It's a different kind. Watermelon. Gonna have a lot of those. Watermelon does really well here. My zucchini needs some help. Not quite sure what's going on with my zucchini. No blossoms that I can see. The leaves are kind of yellowed. I might give this a dose of iron. Oh, more tomatoes. I didn't even know there was a tomato plant back there, but there's a tomato. And buried in here, more melons. This is a sizable lemon balm. It looks a lot like bamboo. I don't know, they're probably in the same family, but it has such pretty pink seeds for the little birdies. And then over here, nooks and crannies. Oh, by the way, this is spinach, and this is what happens to spinach when you let it go to seed. Get these pretty little yellow flowers about to bloom. Peeking in here, a little tricky to see. I have, they better not be gone. That is a baby eggplant coming along. Seems to not mind the shade provided by the echinacea, so I'm just leaving it. Tons of tomatoes coming in here. I didn't use tomato cages this year. The echinacea is just holding these tomatoes up and it's working really well. So gonna have a bounty of tomatoes coming out of here pretty soon. There's some more. And then these are my little mini tomatoes, and I love these and I can't wait until they're ripe. There's more melon in here somewhere, but looking forward to the tomatoes getting ripe so I can have them with some basil and cucumbers. Trying really hard not to step on these glorious strawberries. Just coming in like gangbusters. Look at these things. Oh, I better eat this one too, don't you think? Yeah, I should probably eat this one too. Mine. Okay, oh my gosh. Someone's already been nibbling this one. Also mine. All right. Oh, that was the best one yet. So, I'm sure I missed a few things, but we now have an identification chart so I can tell which kind of bees I'm looking at. And our food is starting to ripen. So once these tomatoes get going, I'm sure I will have some extras to share. See you next time at the gardens.